Well, hey, Business 20 students, this is Mr. Doucette, and I will be your instructor for this session at Norco College. Again, my name is Eric Doucette, and I've been teaching at Norco College since 2016 as a part-time faculty, and I recently, in 2020, actually became the newest full-time faculty member here at Norco College teaching business. So I'm excited to have you in my class and excited to share with you business mathematics. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and you'll find me here on the Norco homepage. So the first thing I want to do is just show you how to get into Canvas if you've never done that before. This will give you some tips on how to do that. And basically just go to the Norco homepage. You can type in the URL if you want. You don't even have to go to the Norco homepage. Just type in to the URL rccd.instructure, just like it sounds, instructure.com, rccd.instructure.com. That'll bring you to Canvas. Or you can just select the little hamburgers here, go over here to About, scroll down, and there is a button that says Canvas. Now, Canvas is where we host all of our courses for online classes. It's where you'll be doing all of your coursework. And when you select to go to Canvas, it's going to give you a login screen. Mine automatically goes there. I can't not make it do that. But in your case, it's going to give you a login screen. There's actually a little help button up the top that tells you exactly what credentials you need to log in. But it should be your email address as your username, and it should be your birth date as your password if you've never logged in before. So it'll be the first two. It'll be the 2 digits of your month, your 2 digits of your day, and your 4 digits of your year. That'll be your password. And then once you get in, you can change your password. But once you get past the login screen, it's going to bring you to what's called the dashboard. And here is my dashboard. I don't have all my classes published yet, but here's our course, Business 20. Go ahead and just select that. And that should be the only Business 20 you have on your dashboard because you're registered for this class. And that brings you to our course homepage that you can see here on your screen. I need to do a little adjusting. It's not even, but anyway, so here's our course home screen. Now, you can get to everything from this home screen. If you ever get lost in your pages and pages deep in Canvas, just come back up here to the home screen at the top left. And then when you select that, it'll just bring you back to this screen so you can start all over again. And I've laid it out pretty nicely so that you can easily navigate and get to everything you need. So if you look at the table I have on the homepage here, I have your syllabus right there. So if you ever need to review the syllabus, remember what I had said in it, or you want to look at the schedule for the week, you can open the syllabus right here in Canvas. You can download it. I have the course broken into 4 modules. So each module is 2 weeks long. This is an 8-week class. And we'll be covering different topics and different subjects of business math in each module. And then every 2 modules, there'll be an exam. So you have a midterm exam as well as a final exam. Final exam is not cumulative. It's based on just the content you cover in modules 3 and 4. So I'll explain the assignments here in a minute. I also gave you a link to the ebook. Now, the ebook does cost about $40. If you want to rent or buy an old book or a used book, you certainly can do that. You definitely are going to need a book, but you do not need any access codes or anything like that. If you want to use the attached ebook, it's set up to where if you click this Cengage link, it'll give you the opportunity to purchase an ebook. It's $40. It's linked to the class. So every time you come in, once you've paid and registered, you just click that Cengage button and you can open the book and you can read it right here on your computer or your tablet or your phone. Right next to that is course videos. You're going to definitely want to review that. I go over pretty much every chapter's content in videos. They're also found on the study pages in your modules. I'll show you that in a minute. But this course definitely requires you to do study. You're not going to be able to just do a quiz or do an exam and know what you're doing. You're going to have to work through the study page, watch my videos, and then do the assignments. If you think that, unless you're really good at math and you've already know what you're doing, but it's not just that it's difficult math. It's not difficult at all. It's all basic math. It's just that you're applying it differently. And sometimes it takes a bit for your mind to get around. So if you don't understand how to process the questions and the problems, especially word problems, you're going to have a very hard time unless you study through the study pages. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. There's also a help button right in the middle there. It has all my contact information, has the help desk here at Norco College's information. It also has Canvas information if you have any trouble with Canvas. To the right of that is a course details button. So if you select that, it'll bring you into the course details, tell you what the class is all about. It also gives you all the schedule for the semester. So if you select that, you can look at everything quickly. You don't have to open the syllabus. The schedule's right there. And then behind my picture on the screen, you can't see, I'll scroll it down a little bit, is my office hours link and or icon. If you just select that during my office hours, I will be in there and you can meet with me virtually. Actually, the only day I'm going to be virtual is Thursdays from 10 to 11 a.m. Other than that, I'm going to be on campus. So my office hours, if you select that, are they're going to be Mondays from 4 to 6 p.m. They're going to be Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. And they're going to be Thursdays from 10 to 11. And on Thursday, I'll be both online and in my office. So you can come either time or either place, and I'll be able to meet with you there. And then the main thing here is you want to, first time you come into our course, you can click around like I just did, but you really want to go to the Start Here button. And that's the easiest way just to get started. So in there, of course, is a little bio of me if you want to read a little bit more about my background. There's the welcome video right here that hopefully you've already are watching or you already watched. There's an explanation of what we're going to be covering in the course. There's a little explanation of what online classes are. And then right here, you can also register for the ebook. You can also select the book on the home screen the first time you log in, and it'll help you register for the ebook. Or you can do it right here. Select that link. It'll take you to where you can purchase the ebook and then give you access to it. As far as navigating our course, if you're using a tablet or your phone, the screen may not look the same as what you're seeing right now. But if you look at this is actually a picture right from my phone. If you want to be able to navigate the homepage, you want to be able to use, it'll actually look like the homepage on the computer. But once your page is deep, you're like, well, I don't see that menu to the left to hit home. How do I get back to where I was? Well, if you hit this little arrow, oh, wow, that's weird how that got all messed up right there. Let me refresh my page. If you hit the little arrow at the very top right here, top right of your phone or tablet, it'll open up that menu. You can see it here to the right, and the home screen's at the top, and that'll bring you back to the home screen. And then as far as getting started, you want to, of course, read the syllabus, and you can do that on the home screen, or you can look at the one I emailed you. Watch the welcome video if you've not done that already. Hopefully you're doing that now. There's a SLO pretest. It just lets me know what you know already about business math. You don't have to do well on it. Just do what you know, and if you don't know it, guess. And then by the end of the class, you will know how to do it. There's a mandatory check-in assignment that you must do by the first night of class, or not the first night, the first Sunday night of class. So the next Sunday night coming up. And when you do that, it's just introducing yourself and introducing yourself to other students in the course. If you've not done so, step number 5 is get the textbook. Again, you can click this link. It'll bring you to be able to register. Or if you want to order a hard copy, you can get one from the bookstore. You can get one from Amazon and rent it. And then once you've done all that, you've done the pretest, the check-in assignment, you've watched the welcome video, read the syllabus, and got the textbook, then you can get started in the course. And by the way, you don't need the textbook to get started. If you're waiting around for one to get there, don't wait, because you can still do the initial assignments without a textbook. And so anyway, you're going to go ahead and select Module 1, and then that's going to bring you into Module 1, and that's going to help you to get started. Of course, you can also, from the home screen, select Module number 1, and that's going to bring you to Module number 1. And pretty much everything is run in modules. I highly encourage you just to not go off of the do assignments that usually show up on Canvas homepage. Just come to modules and work through it. And the way that I've set this class up is you have to step through each folder in order to get to your assignments, because I want you to make sure you've read these items, because they're going to prepare you for the assignments that are upcoming. So every single module is set up the same way. There's a Read Me First section, there's a Study section, and then there's a Coursework section. So the Read Me First is just kind of setting the context for what you're going to be going over that week. And I built this entire class around a small business. It's called Sienna's Health and Fitness, and it is a fitness store, and Sienna's running it. And so every problem that you're going to solve ultimately is in relation to problems that Sienna runs into in running her business. And so it's all in that context. So you need to read me, how to prepare successfully for completing this course. That's the first one. Then there's a read me first that gives you kind of the setting. Then there's Meet Sienna. So you're going to be talking all about Sienna. I'm going to tell you her story and tell you what her business is all about. Once you've done that, then you'll have access to these study pages. So each chapter has its own study page. Because this is an 8-week class, you're going to study anywhere from 2 to 3 chapters. But listen, you're not covering everything in each chapter, just certain concepts that I want you to learn. So you won't even know that until you go to the study page and start looking. So if you select the study page, it's going to open up for you the exact sections of chapter 3. Now, chapter 3 is just a review. It's going to be decimals and converting decimals to fractions. It's pretty much basic math. However, these are the exact sections you need to study in your book. And there is a PowerPoint that you can also review for chapter 3. And then I gave you some, in this case, YouTube videos for you to look at about how to do decimal arithmetic. Now, if you just go to the study sections of your book, study section 3.1, 3.2, etc., and you look at your book and you work through those, you'll have no problem. I did not do any video for the first weeks as far as any kind of instructional videos, because a lot of it's just basic mathematics, basic stuff that you probably already know. And if you don't, I've given you all the resources you need to figure it out and to go over that. So that's a study page for chapter 3. Then there's a study page for chapter 4, and there is a video of me working out some problems on chapter 4, and that bank reconciliation, etc., as well as some YouTube videos. So your job basically is to go through each of these study pages and prepare yourself for what's to come, and that is the coursework. And for week number 1, the coursework is that initial mandatory check-in assignment that I already told you about, introducing yourself. There's a mandatory pretest, which I also already told you about, which is just answering 10 questions on business math to see what you know. And then you have your first quiz, which is based on all 3 of the chapters that you are reviewing. So there's going to be decimal questions, there's going to be banking questions, and there's going to be a few algebraic solving for the unknown questions. And so that's chapter 5. And then you start what's called a case study. Now, a case study, you have 2 weeks to do it, and there's one case study for all 4 of the modules. So you have one for module 1, one for module 2, one for module 3. And basically, it's solving a singular math problem for Sienna. So in this case, it's choosing a bank. So you might want to pay attention when you do your chapter 4 study. It's going to basically ask you which bank account should she choose. And that's really what you're going to be going over. And you have 2 weeks to do it. So, do it sometime over the next 2 weeks if this is the first week of class. And then I'll grade those as you do them. And that's week 1. Now, as we move to week 2, it changes just a bit. You're still going to do the read me first and help Sienna. And each week, the help Sienna is a little different. It's going to explain how you're going to help Sienna that week. And the study pages are the same, though. So once you've done the read me first and help Sienna, then you'll be able to do the study page for chapter 6 and the study page for chapter 7. And chapter 6 is all about percents, which business math is always in percents. Any kind of business math or any kind of business calculations that you do, many times they're all seen in percents, like how much growth have we seen? 50%. How much is our net sales? They're 20% of our gross sales, etc. So it's always done in percent. So you need to understand how to convert decimals to percents and how to find the percent of 2 numbers. So that's what chapter 6 covers. Chapter 7 starts to deal with what's called trade and cash discounts. And if you watch my video on that, I explain both of those in each of these study pages, by the way. There are videos that I've done. So in the percent one, I've done all of them in one video. So I went through all of these problems here on one video. And then on chapter 7, I believe I broke it into 2 videos or 3 videos where I'm working through each. No, I actually did it all in one video as well, cash and trade discounts. I have 2 different videos there that you can watch that show me working through trade and cash discounts. But anyway, you're going to want to go through the study pages. Now, this is very important. I have a formula sheet here. Every week, it's a different formula sheet, depending on which formulas you need to know to solve the problems that week. There's also some tips to solving word problems. This is week 2. And then this is where it gets a little different. So you had an initial check-in assignment, which were personal questions. However, when we come to week number 2, and this is going to follow all the way for the rest of the course until week 8, is you're going to be solving some problems for Sienna in a check-in assignment. Check-in assignment is only open for 1 week because in an online class, you have to log in every week. So I make sure you do that by solving problems for Sienna. So there's anywhere from 6 to 8 problems in there that all deal with the chapter's content that we're looking at. And here's how I teach this class is I have you do the check-in assignment, do your best. You don't have to get them right. It's not going to matter. You either get credit or you don't. You get the full points or you get no points. And the only reason you get no points is not turning it in or not completing all the questions. If you complete all the questions, even if you get them all wrong, you still get the credit. Now, what happens is I will actually go in and I will give you the answers. I'll correct your mistakes and I will give you feedback. But I'll only give you feedback if you turn in your check-in assignment by Thursday. I can't give feedback to everybody if everybody turns it in on Sunday. So you got to turn it on Thursday. That gives me a couple of days to give you feedback so you can make corrections to whatever mistakes you might have made before you take the quiz or before you take the exam. So that's how I've laid the class out. This is really the most instructional piece is that you do the check-in assignment, do your best, study, prepare, and then I'll come in and I'll give you feedback. But you must turn it in by Thursday in order to get the feedback. I often do give you feedback if you turn it in after that, but I can't guarantee that I'll get to yours by Sunday. If Sunday early, maybe, but maybe late. So then you won't get any feedback and you won't be able to make any adjustments. So turn it in early. You also have a quiz every week based on the chapters we cover, and then you continue your case study for week number 2. And I do have me working out that case study right there. So anyway, so that's how the class is laid out. Every week's going to be the same. You have a check-in. Well, you have a read me first. You have a help Sienna. You have a formula sheet specific to that week. You have a tips for doing word problems. And then you have the study page that has everything on it. All the sections you're supposed to study, videos of me, YouTube videos, PowerPoints, everything's in there. You work through all that. Once you get through all the chapters, then you go do the check-in assignment. If you do it early, I'll give you feedback. You do the quiz, I'll give you feedback on the quiz as well. And then you do your exam when the exams are up. So that's pretty much how it's laid out. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm looking forward to a great semester with you all. And this is a very interactive course, as you'll see as we get going. So I just want to warn you, though, this is not necessarily simple. This is definitely, and I highlight definitely, not a course that you can cruise in. You have to put your attention into it. I'm going to do my best to give you instruction. I'm going to do my best to give you the videos you need to learn how to work it out. If you ever have any trouble, we can meet in my office hours. I can help you out, or we can set up a Zoom at a different time. But don't think you can slack in this class and then just cram at the end. Most students don't make it when they do that. And it's just because sometimes these concepts are not easy to get and you have to work on them a little bit to get the concepts. They're not hard, but it's getting your mind wrapped around it, okay?